Alright, now it's your turn. Anyone watching this who does have a Kung Fu practice and have a safe Kung Fu practice and some of those kicks you fancy, give it a go. If you know you can do that without assistance or supervision. We're all now gonna get involved. So the most important thing I need now is my breath and a relaxed body, particularly after all those kicks. So this is where the magic happens. This is where we get into Tai Chi and Qigong movements, where we're working with the breath and relaxed movement. So we're gonna invite you all to join me for half of the Shibashi Qigong form, the 18. So we're gonna do the first 9. I don't have a chair on me, so sometimes I do this seated. So I'm gonna do it standing up because I'm in the middle of a field. If you prefer to stay seated, please do. The aim of these practices now is not to get the movements correct as much as to get into the correct state of mind, which is a relaxed state of mind where the whole universe is flowing through you. So anything that's too hard and is too distracting won't get you there. The door will be shut. We need to find your own way to open the door into where we're all going, which is this flow state of mind, getting in the flow. So for some of you that might be seated, others it might be standing. Some of you may have limited responsiveness on one side of the body. So I'm going to demonstrate periodically the one-handed movements of my arm. So if you're seated or standing and you've got one side of your body at disposal, work one arm when I'm doing both, and then I'll make sure I'll do a one-arm version of each of the 9 movements we're going to do. All right? So, start off. If you're standing, feet hip width apart. If you're seated, take a comfortable seat. Try and sit as upright and tall in the chair as you can. Hands on your belly. If there is a better hand, put that on top. And sandwich the more affected hand in between. Breathing in through your nose. And get the breath right down into your belly, filling the balloon into your belly. Probably got a nice sweat patch where my balloon is. And then slowly breathe out, ideally through your nose. The most important thing is to breathe in through your nose if you can. Breathing in through your nose, filling that balloon with air. Slowly breathing out, let that balloon shrivel up. This is the most important part of the whole video, the breath. Breathing in, breathing out. Many people with neurological conditions, acquired brain injuries, progressive conditions, developmental conditions, describe feeling in pieces or in fragments. So you can be held together by the ebb and flow, the yin and yang of the breath and the movements that we're going to do that ripple out from the breath. So just get caught up in a relaxed rhythm of breathing in, filling your belly, breathing out. Okay, first movement as a ripple of this breath. Breathing in, one or both arms rise, they get really light. Breathing out, and they start to get heavier and sink. Breathing in, breathing out. One-sided version. Both arms. One more. This is a ripple out, an amplification of that breath going into your belly and leaving your body, having done its nourishing job. Okay, next one. Number 2, breathing in, up, palms face each other, open out, coming back, palms down. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. One-sided version. Both arms. Great. Next one now. Breathing in, open. And have the palms face each other, and imagine you're swinging like the branches of the trees behind me. There's no wind or breeze at the minute. It's hot, but in the wind, the breeze, the branches can freely move with a stable trunk. Or maybe you're supporting your favorite football team, maybe in the Euros, and you're waving a football scarf. One-sided. Two-sided. Keep the breath going, flow with the breath, flowing through you, in and out. Okay, coming up to the next movement now. Carrying the tiger up the mountain, opening up, sinking down, scooping up on the inside, opening out. Keep your back straight, sitting down. So if you're sat on the chair, you bring the arms down. If you're standing like me, you're just lowering your hips a little bit. Keep your back straight. So the idea is you go down from the top of the mountain, find a sleepy tiger, a big floppy cat to pick up, and you bring it up all the way up the steps to the temple where I trained in the top of the mountain in China. Put it back. But you hear there's another sleepy tiger waiting to be picked up. And you repeat. One-sided version. Couple more both sides. Okay, next movement, you're gonna reach back, come over like a wave, crashing forward, twisting the hips, reaching over, wave, crashing forwards, keeping the weight on both feet, twisting the hips. I'm going to show the one-sided version a little bit sooner because it has a little bit of a change. So palm up, bring the elbow back, over, pushing through. Palm up, bring the elbow back, over, like a wave crashing on the beach, pushing through. And both-sided, you're alternating. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. One more. Now we're going to open out from the down, up, and then drop down, up, drop down. Be slow, or just relaxing down into the movement. One-sided version. With the one-sided versions, See how much movement you can get with the other side of the body, the trunk. So as you twist back, the other side of the body comes forward, retreats back. Can you get movement in the central points like the hips to involve, reclaim even 1% of body movement on the other side of the body? In Tai Chi, we move whole body, so we're not actually interested in wanting to move an arm or a leg independently of the body. So it all comes from this center point, Dantian. So it makes an interesting angle on neuro rehab and movements in the context of neuroconditions. We want the whole body to move, which sometimes have the effect of bringing along least responsive parts of one side of the body with it as part of the whole body movement. One fish that's less responsive gets brought along with the whole shoal, or one starling with the whole murmuration. Great. Okay, going to the next one. Reaching through, coming back. Reaching through, coming back. And as you reach, you might lift the heel as an option of the opposite foot, coming back. Coming back. Turning back. Reaching through, turning back. So you can keep your heels flat for mobility, especially if you're standing. Or if you know this is okay, you can lift the opposite heel. As if you're picking an apple off a tree. One side movement, you're going to reach across the body, bring it back. Reach across the body, bring it back. Bring the opposite shoulder forward. Reach side of the body, bring it back. Other shoulder extends. Other shoulder. Any aspect of the other body, side of body coming through. Two-sided. Last one, last side. And then we're just going to swing our arms in a semicircle in front of us. Remember that breath, breathing in, breathing out. If you're seated, you can extend forward a little bit gently. If you're standing, stay upright for balance. One-sided version, like an elephant's trunk. Two-sided. Coming out to the last movement of our 9, the first half of the Shibashi set. And we're going to block across our body to the side, keeping the weight on both feet, 50-50. Half-half, blocking. You're blocking the obstacles away, pushing them away, so you can keep moving forward in your journey against any kind of hardships, particularly as someone with disabilities, as a survivor of an acquired brain injury or other neuro condition. Pushing away. Keep going forward, nothing is going to stop you. But you're doing it in a relaxed state of mind. Responding, yielding, bending with flexible resilience to whatever is thrown in your way. Not pushing through with rigidity. In China, they talk about the bamboo bending under tons of snow in the winter, and when the snow melts, bouncing back up again, rather than a thick fir tree that breaks despite appearing stronger but being too rigid. One-sided. So twisting at the waist. Finding movement where you can. And then a couple more both sides, and then we're going to bring this to a close, guys. Thank you for joining me, watching me jump around, and then joining me for this more important practice, Qigong Tai Chi movements and breath work that we've been doing. Now to close, big breath, circle one or both arms up, breathing out down center line, hands to your belly. Close your eyes, check in with yourself. Are there still some echoes of the movements on the outside still flowing around on the inside? You stirred a cup of water with a spoon and then you let the spoon go. It'll still keep going round for a little while before everything comes to a close. Everything comes to slowness, then stillness. Everything is clearer. Alright, thank you for joining me out in the sun this week. Thank you, take care. Good luck with your weeks and the days to follow, and your own forms of flexible responsiveness to whatever is thrown your way. Take care.